specific order. I can address number 7, Ms. Jang, I believe, Celia, is that how you pronounce it? Celia?
Sylvia.
Sylvia, I apologize. I think anytime we can add any level of security to our schools, in a day and age when you bring up mental health, I am very concerned about mental health all the time. We had 5 cases of HIB tonight to review. What I referred to the board earlier this evening was the last time any of our children had a full year in school. For current 6th graders, it was the 3rd grade. For current 12th graders, it was the 9th grade. There is a major lapse in social skills for many children. And what I firmly believe is, if you have 3 schools and 1 officer, you have a problem in 2 of your buildings at all times. My goal in working with this borough from day 1 has been to get 1 armed officer in each building. We saw what happened in Sandy Hook. I'm not going to jeopardize picking a school over the other 2. I will not put my name on that building being the most important because they're the oldest kids. It can happen anywhere at any time. If we can work together and get uniformed officers, nonetheless, someone who is as qualified as this young man, Mr. Juan, who is native to so many children, the long-term positive effect is substantially greater than any risk at this point. I would not put my name on it if I didn't believe in it. As far as to bounce out the stigma, any opportunity to work with children of special needs, autism especially, and allow them a venue to participate freely and happily is something that I take pride in. It's something I will continue to push in this agenda. I appreciate the board supporting that. I know it's been very successful after week 1. We had a number of additional volunteers in week 2. I'm just as excited to see what Monday brings. So again, kudos to you guys for organizing such an event. I can just touch on, I believe there were 2 other mentions of the videos. Our schools need a lot of help. Our schools need a lot of support. Our schools are aging. Our schools are clearly one that they're not new. When we still refer to Lindbergh Elementary School and the new wing of the 1950s as new, we're doing a disservice. Clearly, like any average roof on a home, 20 years is probably a life expectancy. Our roofs, our windows, our boilers are priorities. We've addressed our windows. We continue to address them. We are working on our roofs as we speak. I spoke to you this evening about our boilers, about our heat, ventilation, air conditioning. We had the governor in this building less than 1 month ago. He said to me publicly, you better have air conditioning when I come back. That is a goal. We have 3-year-olds in this building with special needs that are in school 11 months a year. We will be adding univents that have DX coils that allow for air conditioning. That's not an option, it's a must. When they're in the building in the month of July and it's 95 outside, it's 105 inside. We have to take care of them. That's our future. And as far as any educational agendas, curriculum we set forth, we are guided by the New Jersey Department of Education. The State Board of Education determines what and how must be taught in our schools. Clearly, we are adhering to those policies as a public school, and we will continue to do so. Thank you.
2 items were addressed to me as board attorney. I think one from Mr. Rotundo concerning a potential conflict involving members of the board. I don't know what the group was called, utilizing Board of Education facilities for purposes. I'm unaware of what the events were. I apologize because I don't know the facts. I'll research it and I'll determine whether or not a conflict exists. If the president and the board empowers me, I will issue an opinion on that. Okay?
Well, hold on a second. It happened. It happened in your school, in the high school. There was an event by an organization that this board gave approval. Stephanie Jennings brought it up, and she participated in it.
Okay, again, I'm not aware of the
You're
facts.
unaware of it?
I'm not aware of the facts.
You're unaware of it. Is that what you're saying?
That is correct.
Okay. No problem.
Secondly, is another issue was given to me concerning the RFQ processes for our selection of the auditor. I'm going to ask Dr. Cirillo to qualify his comments, if he can, on the selection process of our auditor.
So unless you have a Bible, no, I'm just kidding. Guys, again, as I mentioned earlier, and clearly, I do not have a say. It is not my recommendation on the professional services of the board with regard to the architect, the auditor, or the attorney. I do not have a comment. I don't have any recommendation. That is not my place. I can tell you that in my 9 years as superintendent of schools here, we have solicited bids for RFQs, qualifications, and or proposals. In the past, I can tell you, and they're still in my office, we have had a multitude of architects apply. We have had a number of attorneys apply. To the best of my knowledge, there has been 1, 2, maybe 3 at most, our auditors apply. With that being said, to the best of my knowledge, last year being a pandemic year, we did not go out for bid on any of those 3 professional services. As Mr. Lim stated earlier, when we met last month, when we met again today, he's requesting that that's something we do. I don't do it unless the board charges me with doing so. If that is a request, happily, I will make sure we go out to bid.
So Mr. Cirillo, for the record, the auditor who's currently engaged by the borough.
By the board.
Does not have.
Borough or
by
board?
the board, by the Board of Education, does not have and did not receive an RFQ and was hired with no other provision.
This past year, for this current school year we are serving, there was no RFP or, am I answering?
Same for the board attorney?
I believe so. That was not done for any professional services.
Is that a violation of big law?
It's required for an RFP.
Thank you.
Why is he allowed to speak? And we're not? I thought it was closed.
Yell it out.
You have something to say, go ahead.
No, I think it's unfair that that's happening. Meanwhile, someone else is getting threatened to get kicked out when she's not attacking anyone.
I think everyone
And
can
she's interjecting,
speak
right?
if we're speaking on a question that was asked, right? It's not completely closed,
It should have been completely closed.
but if you're
It is
addressing
completely
questions
closed.
that Mr. Cirillo couldn't answer, now, I would just assume I could answer. I'm just saying, if you're answering
I
questions
believe,
that Mr. Cirillo couldn't
I
answer.
believe, just for clarification, I believe if questions are asked and we provide you with explanations, and it requires additional questions, the board may consider, I'm not the attorney, I don't ever want to be one, the board may consider reopening to audience.
Okay.
I believe, I could be wrong.
Yeah, you can move to reopen, yes.
So I guess that's where we probably, Sylvia, I guess that's what you are requesting, that the board, if there's gonna be interaction
Right,
or
no, I'm just
dialogue,
asking.
that we reopen.
Yeah, I'm just asking for clarification.
But
Me
then,
too.
you could ask next time as well, too, right?
I mean, that wasn't known, that wasn't said. I mean.
Did we have someone put the,
I believe so.
There was one more question, my question.
Never mind, there's also another one I had,
Yes.
that's in there. How come 2 of the board members had to abstain?
oh,
I
I'm
think
sorry, yes.
the collective bargaining unit question.
So, this is, ethics opinion A2417, issued September 26th. A board member with immediate family who is employed in the district cannot.
That's all I need to know.
I'm sorry, sir?
That's all I needed, I just didn't know if they had family members.
Oh, okay.
I don't have a problem with it, I just
But
wanted
there's a
to know.
second part to it,
Oh,
okay.
sorry.
So first part is a board member with an immediate family member who is employed in the district cannot participate in any aspect of the negotiation, including a vote. Second part is a board member who is currently a member of the statewide public teachers union, but in another school district cannot participate in any aspect of negotiation. Period.
Perfect, thank you.
Mr. Lee, I'm sorry, can you just repeat your question, sir?
Yes, my question was to Ms. Jang. Congratulations, she's posted that she
Yeah,
has
I remember. Thank you.
position as a educational director. I mean, we all live in the town. I really haven't heard what was going on, so I'd just like to ask her to explain the program, how many people are enrolled, what kind of, staff she holds.
I don't think anybody else can answer.
Okay, right now, I just got the job. It's not paid. That's volunteer. I asked for the job because I wanted to build a program, and I'm working with two young men. One is from Columbia University, the other one is from Rutgers University, and we're developing the program for behind children who's 6th grade and who's not doing well at all in school, for free homework classes. And would you please explain that?
This is the program that the gentleman sent me a proposal?
Yes, Mr. O.
Mr. O, so I've
So
had
we would like to have a free homework help program for many Hispanic children, and that will be taught by me for free. And we would like to open up this session for falling behind the kids. I've been teaching SAT math for 23 years, and I taught high school math in high school, and I was doing college counseling, and I was a counselor. So I was 23 years of educator. I would like to give a free education for the children who's behind in this community. I don't have to make myself proud that I'm making these programs. So I was working quietly. And this gentleman that I'm working with, the young man, he already contacted Dr. Cirillo, and he went to see him for 2 times. And we are going to work with the Lindbergh Elementary School principal as well. It will be all free of charge, and I would like to do a community service.
Okay.
I think
Are you saying that your organization is planning on using school facility for your program?
No.
No.
So if I can clarify.
I don't know
It is
what
not.
the Lindbergh's
It is
gonna do
not.
with what
So
you're
a
doing.
proposal was sent to me for clarification. The proposal, I clearly stated that there will not be any use of school facilities for this. Clearly, that would be a conflict.
So where are you meeting then? Where's the location?
23, cross the 46.
23 across 46?
I don't know the address exactly, but I am helping these guys who's putting on this social volunteer program, and I'm just helping for at no cost.
Ms. Jiang, usually when you say an education director is not a volunteer, it's not a teacher, you know, usually an educational director means that you're
for
directing
free.
teachers,
Yeah, as
right?
I'm serving my educational board, I'm not getting paid anything. I'm
So it's not a
ready
paid
to
job?
serve. No, it is not paid job. It is
Okay.
volunteer.
Okay, well, it
Yeah,
says
I'm
in your
doing
resume,
community service as a
like right after your
volunteer.
tea shop, so I presume that's how you make a living.
No,
Oh.
God provides. Thank you.
Okay, okay, then
I think there was one more question that I had that wasn't answered. I just want to ask the board member, you know, Stephanie and everyone else up here. I made a statement about the budget and how it works and how you prepare your own budget and you go to the taxpayers if you need to go over 2% of the current year budget, and that you are responsible to ask the taxpayers for that raise, that you are responsible for putting it together and you are responsible for spending it, not the mayor and council, not like some of the residents that come to all the board meetings that insist that we promise them a bus when that doesn't happen. It's up to the school board to buy a school bus or contract out like you do, not a mayor and council, it's not our job. I just asked the question if everyone understood that. Could anybody answer that? As a board member, how your budget works, because I know you mentioned it many times when I was mayor, and I see it in your flyers still today.
Can we discuss this outside? Today we are
Oh,
not.
answer the question, you understand the budget.
You understand how a budget works? It's a yes or no answer. Do you understand how your budget works?
Of course I do.
Okay, thank you.
Of course I do.
we close yeah, we close unless there's existing questions. Is there any existing questions?
Acknowledge it. We've acknowledged everyone else.
We do have more chance than one. I just wanted, like you said, we're not attacking anybody, and you said, but somebody is saying, and pointing to me say that they promised football. I said, why we don't have, as a town, because, excuse me, let me finish, because when it's my turn, it's not finished. Can I talk? I said, I posted in Facebook, my husband posted in Facebook, and I have the right to ask as a parent, because my daughter is doing cross country, and it was, and the place that we went, every school that it wasn't there have their own bus. We as a parent, as a resident of Palisades, who pay tax and live here, not only for my daughter, for our children, why we not own our own bus?
I can answer that.
Because sometimes children have to wait 45 minutes for the bus to come back, and it's kind of like that we could afford it, because we could pay for the stuff. I never said that you guys promised of us.
Okay, thank you.
So not changing the thing here.
Thank you.
So I can provide a quick
Is
answer
that
to
a
that.
New question or?
It's a new question.
Yeah.
Then you shouldn't answer that. We closed it. I'm sorry, we closed it. Okay? Now, anybody wanna entertain the motion to adjourn?
I make a motion, we adjourn.
Second? All in favor? Thank you, everybody. Thank you, everybody. Thanks for listening.
Who's second?